To become learned, gain daily. To obtain Tao, reduce daily. Reduce and reduce and reduce until all action arrives at non-action. And then when nothing is done, nothing is left undone. So that's, again, my favorite line from the Tao Te Ching. It's about essentially reducing, minimizing everything, physical and spiritual minimalism. So in this video, I will show you what physical minimalism looks like for Saeed, for this character which God happens to be playing, and how it is extremely convenient for the nomadic lifestyle that I'm currently leading. So basically, the way I'm traveling is I have this backpack right here, and this little suitcase, and that is what I travel with. Okay, so in the backpack I put in everything, mostly everything that you see here. Okay, so speakers actually go in the suitcase. Notebook, the iPad, right? So this is the iPad. This is what I use to teach. Okay, little things like that, right? Just little things like a water bottle. And most of the stuff is not even mine. Like, that's all from the resort, right? But this stuff here, yeah, that's most of it is mine. The water bottle, okay. And these are lights I use for, again, the teaching. And then I got a big water bottle there as well, so I got two. I refill them. And what do we got here? Bathroom stuff. Just the this. Okay, baking soda for to wash my teeth. That's about it. That's all I own. That's everything. So everything that I have, it's good that I don't even unpack, because there's nothing to unpack. There's nothing to unpack. So that's it. That's just the way it is. So what do we got in the suitcase? Let's see. So these I use if it's raining, just long sleeve stuff. And that's everything that I have in the suitcase. Just some shorts. This stuff is for, when it gets cold at night, which it will here in the later months. I got a laptop here. That's about it. I mean, this is really like just a few more clothes. All the Super Saiyan things. That's the Super Saiyan tank tops. It's a small suitcase, as you could see. The only books that I have is this one, which is fantastic. Who Am I by Ramana Maharshi. Very, very small. Reading is overrated. Once you read enough, you don't need to read anymore. Just meditate mostly. Even he says this, Ramana Maharshi, in his book. He says, meditation and is really where it's at. So that's why I just gave away a lot of the books that I had, because there was too much weight. Why would I carry all that stuff, right? And especially with audiobooks, I got ruined by audiobooks. I can't really read anymore. So that's about it. Like, that's all that I own, and it's so convenient. That's what's beautiful about it. It's so convenient. Like, moving is not an issue for me. Traveling is like, it's nothing. It's a joke. Because all I'm doing is I'm carrying a backpack, which is like super light actually, because I just put the electronics in it, and I'm just dragging this. Like, this has a thing here, right? This has a thing here. So I'm dragging this small suitcase. So it's very, very convenient. It's peace of mind. It gives you a lot of freedom. It really gives you a lot of freedom. And then, any place you go to when you're traveling, they got everything. They got the bed, the pillows, the towels. I even got rid of it. I brought a towel with me here. I got rid of it. I just gave it away, because everywhere you go, they give you towels. So there's not even any need for towels, right? And so then I even got rid of that. So that emptied some space. And so the way this minimalism has been happening for me is I've been moving a lot in the last 3 years, but from within Canada, right? So because I have been moving a lot, let's go take a little walk. Because I have been moving a lot, every time I moved, I moved houses, right? In the last 3 years, I think I moved before coming here. I moved three, like each year I moved to a different house. So every time I moved, I guess I was in a different place, consciousness wise, and so I would get rid of stuff. And it kept, it was sort of a progressive thing. It was a progressive thing, like it didn't happen right away. You understand? It wasn't like suddenly I became this extreme minimalist, which is just another label, right? Like it's by no means is Saeed some kind of a badass superhero for being a minimalist, because this is all bullshit. All labels are bullshit. It's our ways of just identifying and restricting ourselves. But anyway, that's for a different video. That whole labels thing, that's for a different video. It's just convenient. That's all. It's extremely I mean, forget it. I didn't do it because I'm an environmentalist and I want to save the earth and I want to do all of this. I am not a good guy at all, actually. Uh, I did it purely out of convenience, because it's very convenient. So every time I moved a place in Canada in the last 3 years, I would just get rid of some stuff and get rid of some stuff and get rid of some stuff, and it kept happening. One year I moved from an apartment to a place, and I would get rid of stuff, and then I got it down to 3 big suitcases, and then next time I moved, got it down to 2, and then now that I'm traveling, I'm on the road. Then I pretty much have what I showed you guys. And again, it's made traveling extremely easy. I've been on the road now for a month, and I've already moved several places. I spent some time in Chiang Mai, now in Pai. I stayed in Copenhagen for a month. And again, traveling is super convenient, super easy. I don't have to think about packing. I don't have to think about anything. Like, it's just, it literally took me, I was in Chiang Mai for 3 days. And it literally took me what? It literally took me 10 minutes to pack out of my hotel and get in the minivan and leave here to northern Thailand, to Pai, which is, 3 hours away from Chiang Mai. So it's not something that stresses you. It's not something that you think about, because you got nothing. I mean, there's not even anything to unpack. That's what's funny. Nothing to unpack. Oh, wow, this is unbelievable. I want to take you guys to the common area. So minimalism as a practice is extremely convenient for anyone who's looking to travel, anyone who's looking to be on the road. That's from that perspective, from the convenience perspective, right? Now, of course, from the perspective of, in the environment and not consuming, it's also good. But I'll leave that for all the good people out there who are really passionate about that stuff, right? I'm more on the convenience trip. I just look for convenience and logic. I mean, that's another thing. When you start to ask yourself, what do I really need? Like, you ask yourself that question, and I kept for the last 3 years asking myself that question over and over and over. What is it that I really need? And you'll see that you need very little. That it indeed is a process of reduction. It indeed is a process of reducing. That's how you obtain Tao. Reduce daily. Reduce daily. And it really has been for the last 3 years a process of reduction for me. Continues to be a process of reduction. Because mind you, even moving from Copenhagen to here, it's still a suitcase, right? It's still the same stuff, but I even reduced some stuff. I'm always sort of wired now to for the reductionist mindset, to just keep only what is necessary. And what is necessary is actually not a lot, and I wouldn't even be surprised if I reduced even more of the stuff that I have, because part of me thinks I got too much clothes as is now. Like, seriously, I'm not, like, I actually think I have, like, because what turns out in the last month, I didn't even wear most of these clothes. So can you believe it? Even getting down to that suitcase is even too much, because honestly, like, think about it. You only wear like a few things, your favorite things. Really, like, think about it. So I'm even thinking that I might even reduce further. But I'll leave that for the next time I move. I'll leave that for the next time I move because I like it. It's a nice ritual that I have now. I have been adopting. Every time I move, I'll reduce, reduce, and reduce. Now, this is the common area. It is absolutely magical. I hope that today is actually looking out to be quite sunny now. So I think this is where I'll be doing my sun gazing tonight. Oh, let's see. Oh boy. Oh, look at that. It's actually sunny. Wow, it's amazing. That's amazing. I found I have a spot here for sun gazing at night. You know, sunset. I just gotta find one for the morning. But anyway, yeah. That's so minimalism as a practice is extremely convenient. Hmm. Yeah, so what I was saying is minimalism is an extremely convenient practice for the physical part of existence. Now, as far as the spiritual, you know, what is it? Well, it's very simple. As above, so below, as within, so without. If you are without physically, you're light, you know, you're light, you're going to be light inside too. And it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter if you start outside or you start inside. What matters is you start somewhere. Lighten up. Lighten up inside and you will naturally reflect it outside. You'll lighten up outside. Or lighten up outside and then naturally you'll lighten up inside too. It's just that's like it just happens. You don't have to try it. So by lightening up physically, you automatically lighten up mentally and you automatically lighten up spiritually because you know there's a line from Fight Club, the things you own end up owning you. And they're really like when you have a lot of stuff around, you don't realize it, but it really bogs you down. It really makes you feel denser and heavier. It's just like when you eat a big meal, you go to a buffet and you eat a big meal, you feel heavier. There's heaviness. You're denser. You're carrying more stuff inside. So when you're owning a lot of stuff, you feel denser and heavier, and you might not be able to put your fingers around it. You might not be conscious of it. You understand? You might not be like conscious of it, but it's there. It's weighting you down. It's bogging you down, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. So by reducing physical stuff to the absolute necessities, you will feel a great sense of liberation inside. You'll feel lighter, like man, like it's just you're lighter, and you'll see it even when you meditate. You know, if you're just your bare minimum basics necessities, you'll see that your meditation is nice because there's not a lot of stuff to think about. Like, you know, if you have a lot of stuff, for example, and you want to pack and unpack and this and that, you'll sit down and meditate and all that stuff will come up. You know, like things like, you know, oh man, like, I got too much stuff here, or I wonder if I have too much weight in the bag, or something like all this stuff will come up. You know, the stress of it, like, should I take this with me? Should I take that with me? You know, I don't know what to do with this. And I think just like even owning too much stuff, it increases, how can I put this? The idea of possession. You know, when the Europeans came over to America, the natives were boggled and confused about the concept of ownership. You know, because the Europeans would say, well, now we own this land. And the natives didn't even understand that concept because they didn't have that idea in their head, in their model. They didn't have it, so they were confused. They're like, what do you mean you own this land? You know, this is God's land. Because they didn't understand it. They didn't conceive of it. They didn't have that concept. And so I think that even owning stuff and owning a lot of stuff, It increases one's sense of separation, one's sense of I'm a separate thing, and I own this, and this is mine, and this is yours. So I think that also could, if one isn't careful about it, because again, there's no good or bad. There's only experience. There's only Tao. There's only perfection. So someone could be filthy rich and have an unbelievable amount of possessions and be effectively an enlightened being, a self-realized being. It's possible because there's no attachment there, and there's just no attachment, and so that being could just simply be playing the role of a rich person. So don't take that the wrong way and say, well, if you minimize and reduce, then you are more spiritual or you are a better person, because that is complete horseshit. However, there's just a tendency, that's all it is, that if you do minimize, that you are going to, I suppose, naturally be more inclined for thinking altruistically and thinking of yourself as part of the whole. But again, you could be filthy rich, have an unbelievable amount of possessions, and actually see yourself as part of the whole and sort of share everything that you have with the world, because that's your role. So it's absolutely not, you know what I mean? These two things are not mutually exclusive. You know, you don't have to be a minimalist or reduce and not own stuff. I still own stuff, right? You don't have to do that to be, to be spiritual or to be, whatever the hell. You don't have to be. It's just, it'll help. I think it'll help. It'll help at least the average person, let's say. And there will always be those extraordinary individuals that it really doesn't matter whether they're rich, whether they're poor, whether they own, whether they don't own, whether they're minimalist, whether they're extreme owners, they own, so many things. It really doesn't matter. But just try it out. That's all. Try it out. Try it out. Try to own less stuff. Try to possess less stuff. Try to be lighter on the physical, on the outside. And it'll reflect on the inside as well. It really will. And if you're looking to get into this traveling business, I mean, it doesn't make sense but to be a minimalist. If you're looking to be a traveler, it does not make sense but to be a minimalist. You see? It doesn't, because what are you going to carry all that stuff? Yeah, right. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I just thought I'd show you guys. It's kind of been, I wanted to show you from before, but now is a good time. So that's about it. Thank you to all the Patreons for supporting this channel, for making this possible, guys. I love every single one of you guys. I really appreciate it. You supporting me on this journey, helping me out. And if you want to become part of the Patreon family and lend your support, you could do so. $2 a month, right? $2 a month. That's about it. So get off your lazy ass and go to the description. Open up the Patreon link. Take out your credit card. 5 minutes. $2 a month. $24 a year. And we could begin entertaining. I mean, we just need enough support to host retreats here. Make them, reasonable and affordable. It won't be here on the resort, but I'm sure plenty of places around the Pi Valley for which we could host retreats, because this is going to be my home for half the year. Pi. It's just so amazing. So that's about it. If you just want to make maybe one-time donations, you could do so on PayPal as well. We just got a recent donation, $50. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you guys, and until next time, may the force be with you.